Good evening, everyone.
Good
My
evening,
voice.
everybody.
Good evening.
We got Wildlife, we got Jeff, we got Eric, and me, who's got a voice that is like very raspy. We got what? Jeff, you got an echo.
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you?
That's
No,
me.
it's me.
That's me. My bad.
No, that was me. I had TV on.
Oh, okay. And thank you, Eric, for your amazing super chat.
Most welcome.
Hello, Rose Young. Mr. Dig Deeper is in chat and on screen because he's going to help contain all of this.
Josh is the point man.
Yeah, Miss Rose Young, hey sis, Life is up here on panel.
Carson
and Marlene, good evening.
Good to see you, Carson.
Soggy's
Hey,
Adventures.
Soggy's. Good
Hello.
to see you. Pat Evans.
And Pat and Hope Arising.
Dana B.
Miss Susie D.
Susie.
Norma. Bubble Bibble. Miss Grace.
Where's Grace? I didn't see her. There, Grace.
There's our
I'm here.
New York sis.
Okay.
Lady Dagger Status.
Miss Lady.
Miss Dana B.
Dana.
Ziva's mom.
Be
Ooh.
Charming.
Miss B. Be Charming.
Man, you got all the legends in chat.
I know, right? And
Carl.
Carl.
Good evening, Carl.
it's their camo Carl.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. So Bushcraft.
Robert.
You guys probably saw
Hi.
his community post. Bushcraft wasn't going to go live tonight. He just got a lot going on with the physical therapy stuff with this boy. So
Super Dave and Poppy Two Bears.
yeah. So this crazy lady, Matt PCD, good to see you. This crazy lady texted me at work today, and she like unloaded all this stuff that was. She gets a lot of things going through her mind sometimes,
And it's hard to process.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta help her just reel things in a little bit.
Yeah,
And we got this whiteboard back here, so we got home, and I was like, all right, you're gonna have to reel this in a little bit.
because I've got large wings to fly and I need grounding.
Yeah, so we got it down to a few talking points, and we thought maybe you guys might have some thoughts on this.
But it's bigger. It's bigger than what we'll be talking about, and we will follow up after tonight.
Yeah, there'll probably be another live stream at some point.
Right.
But it's yeah, Lake's kind of been bursting at the seams on this for certain today, and so we wanted to do this, and hopefully this is something you guys are interested in.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something that we'll all it'll affect all of us at some point. It already is kind of affecting us.
I think it's concerning. I find it interesting, and I feel like it's information we all need to know more about.
Yeah. So we're going to spend quite a bit of time talking about AI tonight, and just the speed at which it's just ramping and like exponentially getting faster and smarter. And it's getting kind of scary, actually. You know, God's in control ultimately.
Right.
But the potential, the exponential potential of AI it blows your mind. Some of the things that they're doing. So
It is definitely going at a faster and faster rate.
yeah, I can't say that I'm that versed on AI. I mean, I just don't dig into it that much, but come to find out in the next few minutes that the past few minutes that my wife and Watt are like on the same page with a lot of this stuff, like they're brother and sister.
Yes.
So I'll try to add a little bit of Camo Carl. I agree with you there, brother. I want to put that up there.
Okay.
We have too much real stupidity to create artificial intelligence.
Correct.
I like it.
And hello, Wendy J. and Neil Brooks.
Neil Brooks, good to see you.
Good to see you. It's
Good
good
to
to
see
see
you.
everyone.
If you don't mind, I want to put that Bible verse.
Yes.
There's a Bible verse I want to put up on the screen that I think is very relative to this. Just to kind of set the stage. If I can remember how to do this.
You go to present. And then
I already have it
that
up
tab.
there.
Oh, you already have it up there?
Yeah.
I think
Um,
you go like this and then put it right there. Click that.
no, I already.
You don't want to remove it.
We'll figure it out.
There we
All right,
go.
good enough. This is from the book of Daniel. Tracy, good to see you. Wendy,
Hi, Tracy
good to
Tatum.
see you. This is from the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. And I think this verse is getting more and more relevant to us today. So I'm just going to read it. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. This very day and age, knowledge is increasing at an ever increasing exponential rate. It used to be it would double every 30 years. Now it's doubling like every 30 minutes.
I can tell you how fast it's actually going.
Let's hear it.
5 minutes would actually take 10 septillion years.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Let's get back to our panel.
That's 25 zeros.
What? Pushing wrong buttons here. There we go.
Okay. How do you make that bigger?
Huh?
How do you make that bigger, the screen?
Best I can do.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about tonight, as far as AI, and this is actually really fascinating. I'm sure you guys have. We all know about the atrocity that happened in Israel with the hostages, and that's been over a year ago. And Israel's been fighting this war for ever since, hostages. And not sure if you guys have even heard of this. This was actually new to me. But Israel has what they're calling, but it's basically it's an AI factory for war. That's what it's a description.
Right.
But the part that to me is very concerning. It is an AI targeting system that Israel is using in this war, and they can go back on interviews that have been recorded with certain people, and the AI can pick up on these images, and they can use that to selectively target people very, very successfully.
Yes. With the help of Lavender, another targeting system that they use.
Yeah, it's basically it's an AI targeting system that Israel has been using. This is where it's concerning to me, and I don't know why this seems kind of sinister, because the name that they have given this targeting system in Hebrew is Habsora, Habsora, Habsora. And if you translate that word, Habsora, from Hebrew to English, you get the gospel. Now, I'm not so much sure that I like that.
And when they speak about it, and you can look up the gospel in Israel, they're calling it the gospel.
Yeah, you can look this up. It's
Mhm.
and I mean that's a question in itself. Why would an AI targeting system be named the gospel? You know, the gospel, which means good news or good tidings, and obviously it's biblical for Christ, you know, in the gospel. Why would Israel have named their AI targeting system the gospel? I'm not sure what to think of that. What do you think?
I don't know what to think. I'm really set back and set aside with that. It's way bigger than us, and I'm very disappointed that anyone would name an AI system that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But, why, or Jeff, or anybody has any thoughts? Feel free.
Yeah. I don't know what you guys think on that one.
Well, I believe there's multiple factions, if you want to call it, that are running or trying to run Israel. And it's not, in my humble opinion, it's not always set in, biblical. It's they're doing what they need to do. I'm not saying it's right, but
Right.
There's real Hebrews, and then there's, people that want you to think they're, the real Hebrew.
Right. Hi, Ross.
Hey, Ross, good to see you. Super Dave.
What or Jeff, you guys got anything about this AI targeting system that they have called?
What is it actually supposed to be targeting? I could probably imagine, but
Okay, so it's very, very precise. They can target, they just put in some things and it can target right down to what a human being looks like.
Yeah, it can target specific people.
And it not only doesn't stop there. So in that, in real time, it can calculate what the catastrophic, how catastrophic that would be at targeting that individual or group at that time, what the casualties would be.
Yeah, like collateral damage.
It calculates everything, and then they make their decision.
you know what that reminds me of? If you've ever seen X-Men, remember when Professor X would go inside this pod called Cerebro, and he could just instantly see what everybody was doing, where everybody was at, You could give him a name, he could find that person.
That's exactly what it does, Watt. That's exactly what it does. You guys can look this up. It's called The Gospel. Just look up Israel and look up AI targeting system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wholeheartedly believe that Israel has the right to defend herself. It just the whole. I mean, why name that the gospel? I mean,
Right.
that's just that's. I don't know.
And they are using this with drones, with the Habzora AI targeting drones. What was it?
Hey, Wild Man, good to see you.
Sorry, guys. Hi, Art.
Just
We talk about this.
Yeah, the just an idea of the difference and how effective this AI and their targeting system has become. It used to be that they not that long ago that they could target precisely target up to like 50 targets per year, and 50 a year. And now with this Habzora or their gospel AI targeting system, you're looking at 100 per day they can target.
That's a big jump.
It's incredible. It's an incredible leap in technology, and that's why I think that Daniel 12 it really fits. Knowledge will increase, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it.
yeah, faster than we've ever seen it before.
You're not kidding, brother. You're not kidding.
And for anyone for just coming in, I'm having trouble with my voice. So that's another reason other than the fact that I need to be grounded. Josh is going to be, and everybody up here on panel is going to be doing most of the talking. I'm just going to point.
You're the pointer, huh?
Yes.
I saw somebody else pop in here. Oh, the Redneck Prepper. Good to see you.
My Redneck Prepper. Yay. Does he still have his eagle icon? Where is it? How come I'm not seeing?
Right there. Yep.
There we go. Yes, he still has the eagle icon. Okay, so with AI becoming more and more greater.
Yeah, that's just that's just one example. An AI targeting system that's part of an ongoing. Well, it's a war. It's a conflict ongoing in the world, and they're using AI technology as a huge part of it. Boxo Monkey, good to see you.
Even if somebody wouldn't be willing to accept it as a spiritual battle or a spiritual invasion, I think we could at least acknowledge it's at least a psychological invasion. You know, it has a huge impact on people's minds and the way of thinking,
I'm
how they
really glad.
process things now versus when y'all were children. You know, not saying y'all are, older, much older, but just a generation ago or a couple of generations, just how people process simple things of what we would consider common sense.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up because that brings us to this next one with the AI. Move on to that.
Yeah, and some of the names that are tied in with this AI stuff.
You'll all recognize them.
Yeah, like Google, that's like top of the list.
Google and Cern.
Yeah, there's some really big nefarious names that have their claws deep in this, and I remember it wasn't that long ago that you had Google with the NVIDIA chips and the Intel chips. Those chips, yes, they're still around, but compared to what's coming out, these new chips, oh boy,
This next generation for sure.
It is.
Thank you very, very much, Susie D. and Eric earlier.
Thank you very much,
We
Susie.
appreciate you.
That's awesome.
Appreciate that very much.
This Willow chip concerns me a great deal. And before we come up live, we were talking backstage. And of course, that's what Josh was talking about, Watt and I really just thinking on the same wavelength. The Willow chip logo is a willow tree.
Well, what is the Willow chip?
Well,
it's Google's new advanced
AI system. It's a quantum computer. It's a chip.
Well, it's the chip itself is not particularly AI. What the chip is, it's called the Willow chip, and the Willow chip is being used to rapidly accelerate and advance AI.
Yeah, and it's really scary, guys. Really scary.
Yeah, some of the things that they are advancing with this chip. Just for example, they're how they use supercomputers to calculate like complex math problems. The best, most advanced supercomputer that we had on a certain math problem, it would have taken, now this is going to be hard to process, but 10 septillion years to process this math problem. 10 septillion years.
That's 25 zeros.
And this new Willow chip, this new chip that Google has, this Willow chip, where it would have taken 10 septillion years to answer that or figure out that problem, the Willow chip solved the problem in 5 minutes.
Just under, I think. But yeah, 5 minutes.
That is mind-blowing. The advance, and this chip it's kind of the new direction of the driving force behind what's going to advance and like Ross brought up, artificial intelligence, kind of laughed, and I do too. but it's just technology that they're using, and there's so much wicked potential with this. Yeah, it could be used for good, but boy,
every one good thing that they use something good for, there's 10 nefarious things behind. Want to talk about the extreme low temps of this chip being held?
So, Jeff, but you do know they have built a jet AI that will go supersonic speed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Stealth. So this Willow chip is being held at an extreme temperature.
Yeah, to keep it how did they write it? To maintain the quantum. Now I don't know quantum anything, but just the lingo that they use to
You have to keep it super cool, I imagine, to process that much data.
super cold.
So to maintain the quantum states of its qubits, okay? I'm going to let Josh say this because my voice is just really bad.
For this chip to maintain its speed and to maintain its quantum state, I can't even process these temperatures. It has to be held at negative 273 degrees Celsius, which is minus 459 degrees Fahrenheit.
0.67.
These temperatures are lower than temperatures that are in deep space. These are
unfathomable temperatures.
It is.
I was going to type it in chat for them. Where's the little negative sign? There it is.
Just imagine how much power, as an electrician, how much power it takes to even make the cooling containment just for that.
Yes. Hey, it's Chris Pyatt. Good to see you, Chris.
The charming qubits is QUBITS. Quantum states of its qubits.
B's like, no, we're going back to the temple.
Well, there's some things that is really, really concerning with this Willow chip. Cern is involved. Also, it accelerates AI's workloads for self-driving, autonomous system robotics, predictive analytics of medical applications.
Now think about that. This is something that is specifically listed as a targeted objective for this Willow chip. You're talking about predictive analysis for medical applications. Now,
you think about some of the list of things that we're facing right now with a lot of the things going on in the air that people can catch.
Well, shoot, the
birds.
We just saw, a poke not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was very questionable. What's going to be next?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So with whatever is going to be happening with the next, how do I want to say this? Do I just say it?
The next event.
Yeah, the next event, like 2020, they're going to be able to make those like that because this computer can take all of the pros and cons and just gather all that information like that. And how is the Willow chip doing this? This thing is so fast that they believe they have proved in a multiverse that this chip is going into different dimensions at the same time of being in our dimension, that this is going in different dimensions to gather this information that quickly.
Yeah.
Quantum.
Yeah. Rose says she finds it interesting how so many movies have been about the humans in war with the AI robots. As some believe, they always tell us what they are going to do before they do it.
Yes, the world is a stage, right? So I actually have like a huge list of movies y'all can go watch about all this.
That's super, Dave.
But I'd have to go grab my phone. My phone was dying, so I hung it up.
Grace, indeed. Elon said that AI was going to be dangerous and come too quickly. Yes, he did.
Exactly. Well, just as we were waiting for our live to start, before we actually even set up the live, we were trying to get dinner through and then set up the live. You'll never guess someone in the White House is all over this already. And at that time, it was like, it was probably a little over 2 hours ago. Yeah, about almost 3 hours ago. And
I think Bushcraft's backstage.
Yay.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Bushcraft. How long you been sniffing the backstage?
About 15 minutes.
I'm really
No.
sorry. No,
Mm.
he's laughing. Are you
No, I
kidding?
have been.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You should have said
Oh, that's
something.
okay. I was listening.
Hi, Chris Pyatt, my favorite PI.
Yeah, you guys were
No,
talking about that chip.
the Willow chip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember
and
I was talking about that's their AI chip that's constantly learning.
yes, and it was at December 10th. They announced that it did that super math problem
Yeah,
that would
that's
take
what it's
our
been. That's what they said it as to keep learning to where it could get to that stage.
yeah.
And
So,
the keeping the temperature cold that's normal. I have my video card has coolant in there. It keeps it at 108 minus 180 degrees
Oh
That
in
wow,
is
my
crazy.
computer.
that's
That is
crazy.
There's
So they
there's some that's even more than that. It's in like the 280 to 320 minus, but that stuff's too expensive for me.
So maybe we all could put our brains together to think about the absence of space. I don't know what's going on in the
I
background.
think Jeff just got hit with a pan.
Who got hit with a pan?
I
Jeff?
think Jeff just got hit with a pan.
High life with Bobby and Jennifer.
the absence of space.
Yeah.
Would that be something like dark matter? I've been hearing them talk about like dark matter.
Yeah.
Would that be kind of like the
So
same thing or no?
this thing with Willow Chip and Cern, they've actually done something with the absence of space where they actually are. This thing like blinks, and I think that might be where it's going to different dimensions. I mean, this is crazy talk, in my opinion. So,
That's where they got the technology for the chip.
yeah.
And
Well,
that's been I think 12 years ago.
it was back in 2012.
Mhm.
I think it was 30 years
Mm.
ago. It was 30 years ago when they started talking about this and starting
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but 2012 is when they did it.
Yeah.
So Carson says they claim the Gospel and Lavender AI program. Once they receive data, they make a decision to attack in 20 seconds. No ops or do-overs, I guess.
Can you
No
imagine?
oops, yeah.
I wonder how cold dry ice is. I don't remember. Do you guys know how cold dry ice is?
It's not real cold because you can pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't suggest it because it can burn you, but
Mhm.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bushcraft.
The liquid nitrogen's a lot colder than that.
that's what it is. It freezes. Doesn't that one freeze you from the inside outward?
Oh, yeah.
That's what they use on
You can bust
lesions.
your hand and it shattered into little pieces.
Like in the Terminator.
So
Yeah.
that's legit. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't try it, but
Also in a movie that contained AI.
That's true.
Oh, and for B for earlier, qubits is the basic unit of information of quantum computing.
Yeah, it's QUBITS.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so B says dry ice is minus 109.2. And Carson confirms it, 110.
okay.
Too cold for my liking.
This is negative 459.67 Fahrenheit.
They were saying those temperatures are equivalent to some of the coldest temperatures in like deep space.
How?
I don't
that'd
know.
be really deep space too.
I mean, did the chip bring this back for itself from another dimension? That's cold.
Oh, well, like data centers. If you go to a data center, you have to wear like you were going into Antarctica to go in and work on them because, well, they're just so cold because those
Couldn't pay me
processors put
enough.
out so much heat. Even my computer, the way it is, if I play a certain game, it's still running at 280 degrees, even when it's being cooled.
Wow.
The codex.
So this Willow project, guess where it come out of? And as soon as I read the state, I automatically thought HARP, Alaska.
Alaska, yeah.
Oh, it's cold.
Well, that's where HARP is, though.
Yeah, the upper the
HARP is
boonies.
in Alaska.
HAARP.
We're dumping a lot of money in it. I know the Amazon. I seen an article where they're dumping 11 billion in Atlanta to boost up its AI infrastructure. 11 billion just in one city.
That's craziness.
Oh, before we move on, we should talk about the pine cone for a minute, the willow tree with a pine cone. Ohio State University found that the black willow actually has these little cone seeded looking things that looks like a pine cone. Willow Chip has a willow tree as their logo with a pine cone right stuck in the middle. And as soon as Watt come in the backstage here before we started, he went on the same trip that I went on, and Josh was like, what'd you say? We were like
Brother and sister.
brother and sister. Yeah. Like we had the same thought process. What did you want? Oh, we were going to show yeah. And then this goes back to like hydroglyphs too, with the pine cones. I don't want to spend 20 minutes talking about pine cones and willow trees, but it's very odd.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture.
But a reference to the pine cone most used in those type of references is your pineal gland. And your pineal gland, it has many functions, but one of its main functions is it helps regulate the difference in light and darkness.
Right.
Kind of how you was just saying, like an absence of space. You intertravel between that light and that dark. That's one of the functions of your pineal gland. It helps you monitor that over time, which one of the things it helps us tell the seasons when our bodies denote certain things for seasons, many different things like that. Releases melatonin.
And it looks
It plays a critical role
right.
in your body's infrastructure and your workings.
And it also looks like a pine cone.
Yeah,
Correct?
that's what they say. Yeah, it's shaped similar to a pine cone.
Yeah.
Out there.
So also with the pine cone, I did some history. Of course, we all know about the willow trees and they love water. But the pine cone, going back to Roman times, they used to have those by the wells, right? And the different, they had them on the staffs.
Oh, you talk, yeah, the pine cones.
Yeah. So in hieroglyphs back in Egypt, they also had these pine cones and these hieroglyphs, which I found fascinating and very odd. But this goes back to a man who I can't pronounce, but who followed Sybil, correct?
No, it was a Greek god, Dionysus.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was also
Yeah.
right. But it was the fertility god of Sybil, that Dionysus.
Dionysus, yeah.
Dionysus. In the spring, they would do certain things, and they had these pine cones on staffs, which was so strange. Also, the pine cone oddly goes back to the Roman times during biblical times, and they had the pine cones out by the water to gather water in the cities, which went to the Roman Catholic Church which outside the Vatican, it still stands today, a big, huge pine cone.
Yeah, it's very odd.
And also the Pope has a pine cone on his staff.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can look it all up. There's pictures, there's history. It's so weird. So weird.
It's just mind blowing that we look back in history and all these years and time periods you just mentioned, these people had some form of understanding of all this. Meanwhile, we got smartphones and we got galaxies in our hands and we got to Google stuff. You know what I mean?
It makes you wonder, like you've got this Google phone in your hand, and here's Google, who has this Willow chip, who can do all this stuff, and that's just what they're telling us.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
what is? I'm sure that's not the best of the best. I mean, what's China got? What's scary?
You should say it's part of China. Google.
Yeah, and Europe. I did find out that too. Europe is in on
That's
this.
when that comes that one world thing.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's happening really fast. I'm gonna go grab my phone.
And the willow tree, it's kind of weird that they pick a willow tree because that's the symbol for immortality and rebirth.
Yes, rebirth. Yeah.
Yeah. What you said something about symbolic of rebirth
Earlier. Yep.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Different meanings, but stuff like that. But it's definitely the imagery and the wordage and the symbols they use. It's like, I don't know. Like even like Cern, why would you have a statue of Shiva out front? The destroyer.
Exactly.
It's little stuff like that.
Yeah. Here, I don't know if we can show this or not.
1 second. Let me go.
Okay. So big. Let me click it to make sure it doesn't. There we go.
Got show and tell.
All right. So we got this willow chip hidden pine cone thing. And then these are some of your hydroglyphs. See those?
There you go. Perfect. Right there.
Yeah. But then there's the staff.
Yeah, that's that. The crossing of the snakes is still
right
used as medical.
And then, and then
You got more.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the Vatican. I mean, they can look it up. If you guys go to the Vatican, just type in pine cone and Vatican, it'll all show up with a history and everything else.
Yeah, saw one image of the Pope holding his staff or whatever that has Jesus on it, and right below the feet of where Jesus is nailed, there's a pine cone.
It's crazy. I can actually bring that up. That one's a little fuzzy. This one's a little bit fuzzy, but
all right, 1 second.
They'll get the hint to go look it up in better. You guys can better see this if you look it up yourselves. So right there is the pine cone. And then this is the top.
Yeah, it's an upside down one too, isn't it?
I'm not sure, but also at the Vatican, right outside the Vatican, is this huge pine cone that goes way, way back to the Romans. Pine cone at Vatican.
Yeah, Pat Evans. Yeah, at the Vatican, there's a pine cone statue.
Mm-hmm.
1 second, I'll go solo again on this one.
Old world architecture, that's what they call it.
Okay, now take a look at that pine cone. And then I'm going to go to some screenshots that I took earlier. These are These are weird. So here's a pine cone there.
All right, 1 second.
Yep.
He's holding a pine cone in his hand.
Don't go away. And then this one is really weird.
Holding a pine cone.
The eagle head, and it's really blurry on screen, but that's a pine cone right there. There we go. See that? And in some of these hydroglyphs, they actually have these pine cones where it looks like these beings are like placing it into something. It's very odd. It's very odd. The Babylonian gods often depicting holding a pine cone symbolizing the tree of life. Before we end, I actually wanted to talk to you guys about a thing called mirror life. Mirror life is so dangerous that the people working on mirror life for decades have decided to stop doing it right now. What they're doing is they're taking DNA, bacteria, all kinds of everything from life, and they're reversing it and taking cells and replicating
Replicating them in the exact mirror image.
Mirror.
It's reversed.
in reverse mirror images.
I'm not smart enough to know what any of that means, but
And that's what I wanted to talk about
yeah,
at the end and then on the next slide.
It is interesting, though.
Is that the
apparently-
same? Go ahead.
no, go ahead, Bushcraft.
Is that the same people that are trying to get the DNA from Jesus?
Well, they're wanting to replicate a new tree of life. And she says that when she's being interviewed. And I wish I could play that for you, but I think it's you guys can look up mirror life and find out all about it.
Yeah, kind of. I guess that's a way to put it, Super Dave. Kind of reverse cloning. It's like the DNA sequences or whatever. It's just flipped.
They talked about that. That's exactly what they're doing. And they're saying the whole new thing that could end as what we all know today is life. They're calling it a disaster. Mirror bacteria could bring about catastrophic ecosystem collapse and even mass extinction. They had to put a stop to this.
Yeah, I mean the potential of some of the stuff that they're poking around with right now.
They're not God and they shouldn't be playing us. So
No, I agree.
Well, just the CERN stuff that's scary by itself.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but then
And
you mix the Cern.
What we don't know, they've done,
Just-
because they only tell us, "Oh, we're doing a test this day," but how many tests have they done, or how many times have they done it in between that?
And we
Yeah.
think of the one in Europe, but there's many here in the States, smaller facilities, you know?
Oh yeah, the Tennessee one is the spooky one because they see people's been past there and seen portals opening up, and it's kind of odd that they actually have control of our grid to where they can manage the power that goes into it
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
without
power.
asking. They don't ask; they just say click, and a couple states go out of power and then come back on in 30
Bushcraft.
seconds or something.
You're talking about you say Tennessee?
Yeah.
You talk about a collider?
I forget what the name of it is.
Hi, CJ.
I want to
It's-
say there's 7 in total.
It's not as big as the one over in
In Geneva.
yeah, it's still pretty good size. It's all underground too.
Each
Yeah.
one here, supposedly, from what I read, they each research on like a different aspect
Mhm.
of this technology or this energy, you know? But Yeah, some dark stuff.
Now, I'm not saying that it would be a portal, but with that much energy, what's to say what kind of control it has over the weather and making clouds and that would look like a portal or something like that.
Before I was going to do this one, I was going to do something about this Janice too. Have you guys heard about Janice?
Janis Joplin?
No.
Janus.
I think I'm familiar, but it may be a different Janus.
Let's probably for another.
It's another Roman thing, but it had a lot to do with what happened on January 1st. The month of January. Remember the new year and the certain events that took place in New York City with the lightning and different things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the month Janus is the month of January is named after the Roman god Janus. And he had two faces. So he could see the future and the past. All forms of transition came within Janus' purview, beginnings and ends, exits and passageways. I just thought that was really, really creepy, but I'm still doing a lot with
Yeah,
that.
I think all of these demonic things need to be cast right back in the pit where they belong.
Oh, they're going to go there.
Carson says, worked in Switzerland 7 or 8 years, drove by the Cern location many times. Strange feelings and energy just off. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, I bet.
I guess that was HARP where people tried to get in and got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frugal Dab, good to see you.
Hey, Frugal.
It's fascinating, but scary and concerning.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
want you guys scared. That's why we kind of wanted to come together and talk about it and just know that God is ultimately in control. And by the way, Frugal, let me know what size you want. I messaged you back. I picked up 5 new canvases today. Rubberneck.
Nice.
Good you. Bad you. What?
Grace says, I don't like being slowly boiled like a frog.
Yeah, me either.
Rubberneck, more of a good you and bad you.
It's more like a boiled peanut.
Bigfoot, you looking private?
You just boil you a little bit,
Yeah.
pour a little bit more salt on, boil a little more, pour some more salt on.
Yeah, the New Year's ritual, that's it.
Yep, exactly. April, yeah. And that Janus stuff is like another thing that is so evil.
Oh, definitely.
I was gonna grab those movies, I guess.
That's right, Pat. Paganism all over it. Lady Dagger's test, double-headed God, yes, and those are lowercase gods.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, lady says I don't do New Year's. It's technically end of March, April time.
Yes. Okay. Well, okay. So it used to be in March until they changed it to January, and
Amen, Ross.
The Romans are who did that in the beginning.
The Romans did a lot.
The Romans did a lot, exactly. So it used to be in March 1st, and then the Romans changed it later on to January.
Just like Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that, Miss B.
Hey, William.
William H., my brother.
Sir William.
Frugal Deb says, email me. May I put my email here? If you want to email.
Yeah, can you throw my email into the chat? Yeah, I'd rather throw my email in there than have yours out there for everybody.
It's funny you mentioned about Roman times, but you know the new Alien movie that came out, the title of it was Alien Romulus. You know what Romulus means?
I actually
No.
saw that name today. Please.
Romulus was he was like the first king, the first emperor, the creator of Rome. He was the one that supposedly started it all off.
Oof.
I found it funny how they named the Alien movie Romulus.
Yeah, that is weird.
I'm going to put Lake's email in the chat.
So Romulus had a masculine name or Palatine Hill.
Carson says Janice oversees doors and archways.
Yes.
New beginnings is what he oversees. Two faces, looks ahead and behind. That's the.
Yep, that's what I was reading earlier. Yep.
That's.
They can see the future and the
darkness.
past and the present.
I gotta talk to my good friend William H for a minute. William, you can email me 100 times a day, and I highly encourage it because I like hearing from you. Never feel bad for emailing me. If you guys didn't know,
And me too.
yeah, Heather and I, we were all really sick here for like over 2 weeks. We were really sick.
Well, it was like a week that we were sick, and it took another week to kind of like get back to having some energy where we're up past 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and we're back. We're back now. But it's just like trying to play catch up.
I took a nap yesterday for over 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I love hearing from you, my friend William H. Always love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Super Dave says the Romulans are in Star Trek 2.
Really?
It gets pretty interesting, all those different connections, like with Star Trek and all that.
Yeah. There's
How
this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There was this movie, I think it's called Annihilation or something like that. Of course, we can get into the movie The Fog and go in with that all stuff too, but I'm not doing that.
Better one would be The Mist.
The Mist is,
Oh.
yeah,
The
Skydance. I have them all screenshotted, most of them. Skydance, The Mist, The Fog, and I'm talking about the old Fog, The Fog.
Yeah.
Like the really old movie, The Fog.
With
No, I-
undead people.
I tried a long time ago.
The Gorge is another one.
Yeah. Long time ago. I studied real hard and I prepared myself and I tried to catch fog one time.
Did you fall in,
No,
did you fall in quicksand?
no, I missed. Did it?
Yeah.
William H., you couldn't be a pest to me if you tried. I miss you when I don't hear from you, my friend. And I honestly mean that.
Kitty, yeah, I do. I know. Hi, Kitty.
Hey, Kitty.
I'm always there too.
Dana says, the Mist ending is so messed up, I had nightmares.
What year did that come out? The Mist.
The Fog. I
The
think
Mist.
I think it was in the 70s, wasn't it?
No,
I think
the one I'm talking about is the actual series. It's like a
What
mini
series?
series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's more than one season or not. I haven't checked. But
So there's part of that. It's either the series or the movie that there's a tree that comes through the window in the beginning of the movie. And that's when the portals open and the fog comes. Isn't that creepy?
Didn't they just open some portals at the Vatican and then we had the fog?
so I thought that's what you were talking about, B, like recently,
That's weird.
like legit.
So the days leading up to New Year's Eve, he goes and opens 5 doors with his staff and his pine cone. I mean, if we want to really go there.
B's talking about like the fog, like recently the fog.
yeah, I
Yeah.
liked how he opened them doors, and there was somebody on the inside. You could see their fingertips pulling the door open so doors would open. I'm like, wait, if this has never been open, how is there somebody inside already?
So back in November, I had
Carson.
an odd video taken from our porch. Like I'm always on the porch, I guess. And we had this really strange fog. And then, yeah, not long afterwards,
Hey, Tina. Good to see you.
the things happen.
Stephen King did the movie The Mist. He's creepy. Yes, he is. Super Dave, I think you might be right there. William H., I think you hold the record for being the longest prayed for on Dig Deeper because you are loved. That is right. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Which one's the one where they got trapped in the store?
that was the mist.
Okay, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's multiple ones.
It is, but the
Yeah,
mist is
there's
the one.
newer versions of it, and with the aliens.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to jump in on this, what B's talking about?
the mist has aliens. Well, Stranger Things actually is up here in upstate New York. Did you
No,
know that?
what B's talking about.
Fog moves through a lot of towns with no real what is that?
Reason, and strange things are being found after.
found afterwards, like those big ice balls that they found. Did you hear?
This has been happening. This has happened recently.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about, B.
I don't know. I'm afraid if I start talking about the fog, people are gonna start calling me even crazier than they already do. But they've never called me wrong. Just crazy.
Yeah, I do find it interesting though. I mean, I don't know.
Well, from like, what was it? UK? Was it India? Here? All the states here. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I've talked to TJ about it, and she even says the same thing. We can make jokes about it, but I believe it's absolutely real. And she does too. And I know some people who said that they've smelled it.
Yeah, it did happen, B. Yes, absolutely.
We did get it too. And yes, we fell ill afterwards.
Tina says, did you know there is a super collider at Brookhaven National Laboratory on Long Island, New York? I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was on Long Island.
I really never noticed there was such a high demand in the world for super colliders. But apparently
And you thought quicksand was going to be the problem.
Yeah.
Well, they have to. These are ones that we know about, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to see how they stretch out on the map. Because
what is it, the 29th parallel or
yeah, these coordinates aren't random. Their locations aren't random, that's for sure.
They're sitting at there's at certain locations at certain times will run one, and then the next one will kick in. The best interpretation I had gotten from this, which I haven't heard from him for a long time, was like a 12-year-old kid that was way beyond his time. And he explained quantum physics and the whole thing. And it was a 12-year-old kid and was explaining, the Mandela effect and stuff, how when this stuff started happening is when Cern did its first test, and it jumped us into two parallel planes.
Yeah.
And that's them trying to get us back on track by using these other ones in different locations to push us back.
You're saying that you think that's what created some of the Mandela effects, if not all of it.
And it's still going on.
Right.
Because one of the latest ones was, I mentioned this before, the Macarena.
Hey, Cheryl.
If you go and watch the Macarena now, they took out the crossover
This,
and then
this,
going like this, and then going that thing and jumping to the side. They took out part of that, and I'm like, wait a minute, what
No.
happened? Where'd it go?
Dun, 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 dun. I remember that from when I was younger.
Yeah.
CJ says I had to switch to my PC. Yeah, Pat said she got booted out, and CJ went to the PC. I heard strange things about being found after the fog. I saw some pictures of some weird stuff today, and come to think of it, it was almost like an ice-looking pine cone-looking thing that they found. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't know when the whole craze started, but for that whole week, really 2 weeks, I was out at my mom's. And I remember it was the Thursday after Christmas, which would have been New Year's Day. It was about 3:30, and I'm sitting out on the porch, and all of a sudden, of course, it's still daylight, but I could just see like fog coming in, and I was thinking to myself then, that's kind of weird, for it to just start getting foggy, and I sat out there for I don't know a couple more hours after it got dark, and it just slowly crept in, and I don't know. I mean, it kind of looked like videos that I've seen some other people post online, like the little particles and stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom, she felt some type of way, but I don't think anything affected me. I haven't felt any differently or anything, so I don't know.
That's same way when the fog came through here.
So
But
it was
again,
December,
it's high temperatures and then it cools off.
Yeah,
it was
Fog
December
happens.
27th. I recorded the fog. So I recorded the fog December 27th at 10:02 p.m. It was weird looking. It was just weird. It was the fog. You could taste it. It was all the way up to the porch.
What are you tasting fog for?
Because I was wanting to see if it tasted like snozberries. And this was December 27th at 10:03. I've got 3 videos. This is what the picture looked like December 28th. It was there again. Of course, that weird thing was in the sky too. This is what our fog looked like from the porch. I mean, it's weird and dense, and it had that weird blinkety light.
Of course, it says people that are sensitive had strange things happen during and after the fog.
Oh, this is outside tonight, by the way. Look, I did this right before our live.
Yep.
You see the weird thing in the
I
sky?
see it.
By the way, we got a weird thing in the sky tonight.
Oh, it was a couple weeks after that, B.
When did you get sick? No, it wasn't a couple weeks after that. So I can tell you exactly when it happened. So Josh and I went and had a day out, him and I, and he got sick. So this happened December 27th, 28th, and 29th. And we went on our little escapade. What day was that? Actually, no, hold on. The day of the fog videos I took was how many days? Okay, here's the fog. The 27th, 28th,
It's
and
actually
29th.
really, really close.
Well, hold on. I can tell you when we went to where we went. The 28th. So the fog was 27th, 28th, and 29th. Josh got sick on the 28th. I got sick on the 30th. Allie was the 29th.
It was the fog.
I've got it right here in my phone. It's the 27th,
Yeah.
10:02 p.m.
I see it.
And we left on the 28th.
Oh, I said the wrong day earlier. Now that I think about it, it wasn't the Thursday after New Year's. It was the Thursday after Christmas. So yeah, it wasn't the first.
Yes, it does, B.
That was okay, that would have probably been around the 27th or the 28th too.
Wendy says, Lake, we have one in the sky tonight too. I have a video.
To the west. I got a video too. What time did I take my video?
And as soon as I woke up that next morning, everywhere I was looking was talking about fog, and I'm thinking, oh, great. I sat out in it for 2 hours last night. They got me.
I took this at 7:52 tonight, just before I came in.
saw the full moon tonight.
No, that's not the moon. That's over to the west of us.
Yeah, it's like
Up in the sky.
changing colors and shapes, and
It was January 13th, 7:52 p.m. And my voice is actually in this video saying where it's right before our live stream. Yep.
hey, it's Jim.
Hey,
Could be just seasonal change, but y'all are on the East Coast as well. Does it seem like it's staying like more brighter for a little bit longer than it usually has?
usually after Christmas, it does stay. It starts going the other way.
Seemed like it started fast. I don't know.
No, it usually does. Proud Army mom. We were just looking at those across the street. That is so weird.
And Wendy's from Mass.
We live in Massachusetts, so they saw it too. And it's to the west, right?
Well, Mass would be to the east.
No.
Let me go see if I can see the moon.
The sky would still be the same for everybody, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess a little different. But let's see, Carson says the 27th is when Marlene had me pull over and look at the strange fog. Same date.
That's creepy. That's
It
the
was
same
very
date.
weird looking and acting.
It was all the way up to the porch. And Bushcraft, seriously, I wanted to see if it tasted like snozberries.
They're down south toward Mr. Watt.
So
Yeah.
proud, Army Mom, you can see the thing in the sky tonight. I'm going to go look and see if it's still there. I'm gonna
Wolf
take a-
moon tonight.
I know the
Does no
moon's
good.
super bright tonight. I just went and looked at it. Man,
Does no good for me to go look outside because all I see is everybody's porch lights.
Hey, Larry, good to see you. Everybody say hi.
present and accounted for.
If you guys haven't yet, if you would hit that thumbs up for Heather, helps her somehow in some way, shape, or form. I don't really know, but everybody says to do it, so must be something to it.
You can do it. Do it.
Larry Schulte's here.
Harry Ball Sr.?
Larry Schulte.
That's Harry Ball Sr.
What?
It is.
I don't know.
If you remember, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah, I don't see it. Has anyone's skies been white, like white gray, like white, without it being snowing?
Yes, mine.
I
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
know.
so where was it? There's an Abilene. No, where the heck? It's not that. I screenshot it. There's a place in Florida that the fog was. And it's Augustine, Florida.
Okay. I heard you say Abilene. I was about to jump out of my
Does it start with an A?
The fog's over B's house.
Yeah, St. Augustine, the oldest city. Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So
A
it was
haunted
seen
city.
around the world.
Yeah.
Would you breathe this in? This was St. Augustine, Florida.
All right, give me a second.
Okay.
Well, I wish our snow was melted.
See that? Yeah,
It's
we
too
don't.
close to Augusta.
We still
Dang.
got like probably 8 inches on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Plain white, no blue, and not really clouds either.
We've got no snow. Symptoms: runny nose, fever, fatigue, loss of energy, headaches, migraines, sore throat, and more. And it just happens to be right during the normal season of 'tis the season, correct?
Yeah. Hey, Bushcraft. Are we streaming over top of anybody right now?
Vineyard chicks they're not going.
Okay.
The whole family's except for Kayla. The whole
Okay.
family's got it.
Oh, geez.
That's not good.
2 degrees feels like negative 13. Oh, Bobby, that's horrible.
Yeah, poor Bunky's in the 102 range.
Oof.
That's what you were. Ugh.
It's no fun.
I remember the first temperature you ran. I made a joke about that was a good radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't think that.
hilarious.
He didn't think that was funny at the time.
Virgo Deb says got 2 more inches of snow today in central New York.
We had a little bit of something spitting out of the sky that sounded bigger than it was. And then it just stopped.
Yeah, it was like slushy freezing something.
It was almost like a hail, but it was like a freezing something.
Grace says hit A1 if you had fog for days. We definitely did.
We definitely did.
Not that long. It was gone when
I
the
think
sun
here it
came
was
up.
just one night.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
And it wasn't just here in the United States. People all over the UK saw this. I mean,
Jim Boswell, thank you for being here tonight.
Well, we get fog a lot because right down you guys know the river's right down the road.
right.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
So that makes fog all the time.
Well, you guys know, like I know T knows and Eric and you and other people know that we are like in the land of the mist and fog, like living so close to the mountain, and it's
Yeah, you
always
got mountain lakes and all that
Yeah.
going on.
and it's always so humid here. We always have fog in the winter. This was different. This was completely different.
We like you too, Jim. Hey, did anybody happen to catch the title of the stream, the beautiful title I came up with?
He did that.
That's me. I'll take credit for that.
He's like, "What do you want to call this?" I'm like, "I don't even know what I'm doing."
Found it interesting, and I appreciate it.
AIAIO.
Okay, so she's in Oneida County. We have an Oneida up here too, don't we? In the
Yeah,
area?
that's central New York. Yeah.
Oh, we know exactly where that is.
And Carson knows where that is too.
Yes.
Grace says fog with particles and stunk like burnt metal. B says this fog wasn't like real fog.
It wasn't wet.
It was a strange. Yes, it was very weird.
It was
Very weird.
dry.
And you know what is really strange as you put that up there?
What?
A is number 1, I is number 7, so it's 1717.
Oh, thank you for that.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for that.
I'm just joking.
Exactly what I was going for.
They want to know about my guys. Hold on. Oh gosh.
I've got half the people in chat going,
Nice strap. Can I break the strap? Hold on.
No,
Yeah.
Carol. I'll show you what Miss Lake has.
I'm gonna show them off my
I'm gonna
I've
go.
had-
I love show and tell.
what I've had these for 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
Probably 4 years.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff. There's a stand that goes to them and everything, but
Nice.
actually have a very nice Celestron Skymasters.
"Oh, is that the one where you pull the top off and drink
Now,
out of it?"
I can see the
Right.
moon. Like I can see stars, planets, the moon.
Nice.
Magnification on that. Like,
Here.
Yeah, I
These
know.
are-
See into the future.
So they're 15 by 70 long eye relief
wow.
OV 4.4. Yeah, they're Skymasters.
Mm.
And I'll
Nice.
tell you, you can see a comet go by. You can see every little crack and nook and cranny on the moon.
I bet I was about to say you can see the moon good with that, I bet.
Oh yeah. I wish I could record through them. Did I end up trying?
You
I think
can. They make little things that get set for your cell phone that go on those. Same thing with your telescopes.
Always wanted a nice telescope.
Yeah, I used to have a real nice one.
These are better than a telescope. This is the little thing that goes on so you can stand them up so you can have hands free.
I got a telescope as a kid. Shoot, I was lucky to see a squirrel through that thing.
Yeah, mine was hooked up to my computer, and you would program where like Venus was, and it would move the telescope where Venus
that
was.
would be
and
awesome.
Go out and look at it. It was Very cool.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Yeah.
You can find it for me because I'd be totally lost. Everything would look like Venus.
Why can I never stick these back in the bag right?
Especially with the supposed some type of planetary alignment coming up this month. Yeah, that'd be cool to see if you had a telescope, I imagine.
Yeah.
So this
Well,
is
there's a lot of channels that
Cheryl wants to use
report
the
it
light.
or go live with it.
Look, something.
I
That's
will,
neat.
I went out there to look, and the sky's all that really thick white gray stuff. So I didn't see the light since before the live stream.
There was a guy that was live streaming the moon, and he actually seen something fly across. Everybody
Mhm.
seen it fly across.
It's like that winged.
The guy the next day he never went live again.
No,
Oh,
It disappeared.
Oh,
His channel gone and everything.
Maybe I don't need a telescope right this moment.
Johnny out in the
Mm-hmm.
mountain.
I'll hold off on that.
yeah, I do remember that.
Remind them. Of
There
that.
was that video the guy had of where he recorded, looked like a giant up on a mountain or a Bigfoot or something.
And then he started getting cars.
And then yeah, it's like he just
Heard
disappeared.
about that.
Yeah. Well, no, then he went on a video saying, I don't know, something. And you could tell, like,
He was rattled.
he was rattled and somebody scared him. He even went and did another live. And then he was reporting about these dark car with these people in suits and stuff that were driving by. He even videotaped it. And then one day he just disappeared. They
That's
don't
my
know.
luck.
Yeah, you
I get
know
a
it-
telescope and go live, and yeah, I capture the intergalactic space force or something. You know, that's my luck.
it's real creepy when
Right,
nowadays
He dropped down earlier.
when people are break news or something like that, and they say, "I'm perfectly fine. I'm not thinking about deleting myself and stuff like that." So they're on record.
right.
I've seen a
Usually-
lot of people doing that.
Thanks, B. That's where it's weird. You'll find me.
It's good to be just healthy and back. I can't wait to get back to Sundays on my channel. Yeah, been busy.
Yeah, we took naps yesterday. I think today has been our first real day of like not taking a nap after work or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sunday, I had the chance to go back to one of the local churches and preach. That was
Yesterday.
yesterday.
We got up real early.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, because we have to be there a little after 8. So we were up early.
And Rose has a very important message. Please hit the like button. Thank you. She said thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we're sinners too, B. None of us are perfect.
That's it. Absolutely.
I'll never forget the day that Josh told me there was no good people. And I'm like, what do you mean there's good people? And I named off a bunch of people. And I'm like, and I try to be good.
It depends on whose standard by who you're judging.
By God's standards, there's no good people except for Jesus.
No,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
the little baby born a day old.
That's it.
Yeah, their stories have already been written. Isn't that crazy? But I mean, I could say that Watt's a good person. ER is a good person.
They are good.
Burkhardt's
They
a
are good
person.
people.
Grace, Kitty, B, Jim.
We're work in progress.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Be like clay. Right?
Be like clay.
Yeah. Allow yourself to be molded.
Be like water, my friend.
We need that water, that
All
living
you must
water.
keep with Josh is my pastor. So you present the gospel, you're natural. Thank you very much.
We love you, Susie.
The church where I got to go to, I get to go back again several more times. But they recorded Sunday's message, and they're going to put it up on their YouTube channel. I'll probably share the link to it on the channel, just so if you guys want to.
I can also share the link.
Yeah, but it's not up there yet.
But your last one is.
Is that the same lady holding it up there? The camera?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could hear her giggle a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear her that yesterday too. You can hear her.
Yeah, they
Oh, she's the singer.
Well, the first thing that I said during the service was, I think there's a problem. And everybody's like, what? It's like, it seems like all of these seats up here in the front are broke. So everybody was sitting in the back. And I was like, don't think I just won't walk back there and talk to her.
Hi.
No, it's the same church. Same church.
Yeah. Same one.
Watt, you got a question here for you.
Oh, my snowman definitely got a tan. He's just a couple twigs and a couple acorns. That's all that's left, but a memory.
I love it. You didn't put him in the freezer?
No, I didn't trust it in my freezer. I didn't quite trust that snow. They always say the first snow, but the thing about it is, if we ever get snow, it's always the first snow. You know what I mean? So
The snow been through the fog.
It's leftover snow from up north.
yeah, I was waiting to see if he was going to come alive overnight before I brought him in the house.
Oh, he must have. He left his sticks and ran away.
Yeah, he got out of here. But yeah, I mean, it was cool to see it, but luckily it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Temperature stayed about right where nothing really turned into a icy, slushy mess.
Yeah,
Beer
we
cat.
haven't got the slush yet. We're still frozen.
It was almost 70 here today.
Oh, hush.
It's warming back up this week, they say.
Yeah.
So they say.
Temperature is 17 degrees.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to duck
We'll
out.
wait
I'm
until
going
we
to-
wrap up. I'm not letting you
No,
out until I
I'm
hit
gonna-
the end button.
I'm going to duck out of here. It's good seeing everybody. Appreciate
Always a
you
pleasure.
out of your evening, and I'm going to turn it over to this crazy lady to finish.
Crazy lady.
I think that they're all going to finish for me. You can put that back if you want. I still have 4 boxes, a big, huge bedding bag. Because, like, you know, those comforters, when you buy a comforter, it has a nice bag with a handle. It's all clear.
Yeah.
Stuffed a bunch of stuff in there. So we have 4 boxes, a tote, one of those bags, a couple of small boxes, a basket. I took one of the trees and put it outside on the porch, but behind me is an undressed tree with just lights on it. And it's getting really late, and I would really like these boxes.
Yeah, one of these days you're going to open the door and squirrels are going to come in and say, "Oh, fresh tree."
No, we already have squirrels in the house. They get in here. The wood stove, we had to make a blanket tunnel going from the wood stove to the front door because of a squirrel. And they growl and they hiss.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had to use a broom and a blanket tunnel. It took 4 of us, Nicolette, Allie, Josh, and I. We had a blanket tunnel for this squirrel because we have a dog who likes squirrels a lot. And not in a good way.
Yeah, I bet Danny had a field day with that.
Hi, Lori's World, and Dave and Mima.
There's plenty of squirrels down here. Even after the storm, I was surprised. There's still a ton of squirrels left.
You can't get rid of tree rats.
No.
Oh, yeah, you can.
We had
That-
2 big
that-
checkerbirds this morning.
They'll repopulate.
The ones that's left, they're super squirrels. I mean, phew.
Yeah, I've done videos and put them up here on YouTube where there's like the squirrel, the chipmunk, the blue jays, and they're all like hanging out together, eating.
It's
That's
like my dad's mom, my grandma on my dad's side. I'd go stay with her sometimes on the weekend, and I'd mingle with the the neighborhood kids, but there was this one kid. I still can't remember his name. But remember the first time I went over to his house, he said he had a pet ferret. And heck, I didn't know what the heck a ferret was. So I'm thinking, okay, cool, you know. I didn't know what it was. So we get in there. He's like, all right, I'm finna let my ferret out. So I'm like, okay. I'm expecting, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it's a dog, you know, and he lets it out. And this thing starts zinging and zooming around. And I said, man, you got a pet squirrel? And he was like, no, that's a ferret. Man, it was the wildest day. I'd never even seen a ferret, you know. He had one as a pet.
There's something funny. We used to go to camp and we would always tie peanuts on a fishing line with a fishing pole and catch chipmunks and like squirrels. And you put like nuts in your pocket when you're sitting there on the porch and they would come up and just eat out of your pocket. Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but we all did it.
There's a place like that here in Georgia up near Helen. They've got a little park and you can walk through and the deer and the squirrels, everything to do that. They just come right up to you.
Before we put up the fence, we had the deer right here at the porch, and I'd be standing there and turn around, and there'd be like, I go, like that. Like I would just jump, and you know, of course the doe would be scared, I'd be scared, and both of us are just like looking at each other. Super Dave has a question. Lake, is the famous pine tree squirrel you did video on still around? Famous pine tree squirrel you did. The Hemi, the squirrel? Are you talking about Hemi the squirrel? Or the little, we had flying squirrels and the pine tree. That should still be up. I can look. I know I did take an awful lot of videos down and I just never got around to like putting them back up. I know there was one, I think one of the last squirrel ones I did was the one where the squirrel got scared by the blue jay and it went like that. Yeah, they're always, we've got pine trees for days. There's a pine tree right up here next to the porch. If that's the one you're talking about. Yeah, because we also had flying squirrel family, a bunch of them. Not the video, the squirrel itself. I'm trying to remember. I feel very lost about this squirrel thing.
I gotta laugh. Jim says, he says squirrels can get into attics. They can get into backpacks too.
Oh, we have some squirrels doing some things in our attics a lot of years, don't we, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
There's things that you don't want to hear squirrels do in the attic. What stays in the happens in the attic should
That's
stay
right.
in the attic. That is not a good sound.
Imagine.
They're good in the frying pan.
Nah, the boys I went to school with used to bring the squirrels over and make ramen oodles and noodles with garlic and squirrel. Hey, out to lunch.
Breakfast of champions.
Yes. So, in the beginning, I don't know how to put this back up here. Add to stage, I guess. Is that how I do it? Yes. So, I think it was Susie D or Kitty. Someone asked for scripture. This is what Josh had for tonight before we got talking. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. Even to the time of the end, many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Yeah, I'm not going to recite Psalms tonight. So we definitely went over an hour. If there's anything that Watt, Bushcraft, Eric, you would like to talk about, I'm sorry Jeff's not up here anymore. You guys would like to add or talk about before we end?
I just find it's weird that everything that's going on, and like somebody mentioned on panel that, is this all they're telling us, when they do a test or whatever? Well, let me throw something out there. What if this technology's been around for centuries?
It has.
What if they're just revealing this little by little? Not to make the masses go nuts. So
Yep.
it's something to think about.
I've always heard about the whispering in ears dating way, way, way back for thousands and thousands of years.
Hey.
All this technology is whispered into the ears of people by the evil ones. That's what I've always believed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what about them bulldogs? But
well, yeah, that's What about the buck?
You know what?
And the cowboy.
Again.
It's a doggy dog world.
Every dog has its day.
yeah,
We'll have to wait and see what happens to the Buckeyes.
leprechauns fooled today.
Anyway, I wasn't trying to throw water on it. It's just one thing I wanted to bring up. That
right. That's weird. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to be that. That's what you were saying was weird, Eric. Go ahead.
No, I didn't take it that way. I'm just, we've been bamboozled for, in my opinion, eons. So, it's who's to say, we're gonna just give him a little snippet and keep him controlled and give him a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think in the end, it's all about control. I really do.
Have you ever seen the movie Apocalypto?
I think so.
The Mel Gibson movie.
Josh said that we have.
Kind of give you a rough summary. It's based in like the Mayan culture during that time period. Well, there was a scene in the movie before all the chaos broke out. The elders were sitting, and he was telling the story. He said, man was just sitting in the wilderness, and he was just lonely and sad, and all the animals came up to him. He said, why are you so lonely and sad? He says, because I can't do anything. I can't do all the things that y'all can do. He said, only if I had eyes that could see as far as I could see. And the vulture said, well, here, you can have my eyes. And the man said, yeah, that's good. I can see real good now, but I'm still not strong. I'm not strong. The jaguar said, here, you could have my strength. Eventually, all the animals gave him a piece of him. And the man left all the animals. And make a long story short, the animals was like, yeah, the man, he'll come back. He's like, he's still sad, or he's not sad anymore. He'll come back to us. And the owl said, no, there's still a piece of him that's empty. Kind of makes it, that constant want for more and more and more. You have to know more, but inevitably there's limits on everything, physically, mentally, spiritually. But some people, some entities, they just can't get enough.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. That was kind of like a long ramble.
No, it does.
Entities are like a bottomless pit. Never full. Like, do you think all this technology can make tendinitis worse? Mine has gotten so bad. That's funny that you mentioned it, because Josh and Allie have actually mentioned not only can they see my inflammation, but it's been hurting worse. And it actually started hurting worse when I got ill. My body hurt, but what really hurt the most, it was like my wrist was like really bad. I don't know why that was, but yes, I think maybe, I don't know. I mean, if you're on your phone and doing things or playing games or typing a lot, I mean, obviously tendonitis, carpal tunnel, repetition can make those things worse. Also, I do think it's hereditary. I can tell you the test for it absolutely sucks. That hurt. That test sucked. It wasn't supposed to hurt. He's like, oh, that's because you have it. And I'm like, I'll never get one of those
What,
again. Huh?
the what you call it thing?
An Indian burn?
No, there's a bar, and you have to get up to a certain poundage or something like that, and if you don't reach it, then you got tendonitis.
I don't know. They hooked up these electrical things to me and zapped the heck out of me, and it hurt like heck. It hurt.
They
It hurt
just
so bad.
wanted
I
to,
was in tears.
they just wanted to shock you.
Yeah, I
They
was
gave
shocked.
you the wrong test.
No, it was not the wrong test. It was definitely for carpal tunnel. It was years and years ago. I was back in my 20s. I was like 21, 22. I already had carpal tunnel because I
Yeah.
was there. I couldn't. Okay, I'll just tell you guys what I was doing. First of all, my arms and my hands were going numb driving to work. And I worked right on the lake. Like I could watch, everything was glass, and I could literally watch the rain come over the lake and just like a curtain come right up. And there was always this crazy machine that needed unplugged before every storm. Otherwise, I'd get shocked. I'm telling you, I worked in some rinky-dink places.
See,
And
they wanted to shock you.
I was bartending, and I couldn't make certain drinks anymore because the bottle was just going like this, and I started having bottles go right to the floor. I mean, they couldn't afford to keep me, so I got medically put out because of that, because I couldn't hold the bottles anymore. And I went and got the test done, and yeah, sure enough, I had carpal tunnel and tendonitis. I have that all the way from like my elbow right down. Yep. And fibromyalgia is awful in the winter. Yep. It is.
Yeah, I went and did that, and mine wasn't. No, I didn't get zapped or anything. I went and did this thing. It's a big machine. You choose, sit down and do this until you wind it up until it's a certain part, and if you don't reach it, then
Does your thumb do
it.
weird stuff? Like when you held it, does your thumb like just have a mind of its own?
No, I went way over, and they say you can stop now, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Evidently, you don't have it, and I'm like, I didn't think I did. It's one of them doctors. Oh, you need to go get this done.
Right.
I went to school with a guy. He was born with 12 fingers. Yeah, on the side of his little pinkies, he had like. Well, of course, they took them off, but yeah, it was these. He was born like that.
Yeah, I've got people in my family with extra appendages.
Man.
It's my English Irish heritage, and I would just say that the royalty does some pretty weird stuff, and I think that's where it came from. To be honest, I'll just put that right out there.
He had these scars, and I asked him, and that's what he told me. He said, "Yeah, there's." When I was a kid, I had extra fingers.
You did?
Wow. No, my buddy. I asked him. I didn't know. I just said he had these scars as a kid. I said, "What happened to your hands right there?" He said, "Oh, I was born with extra fingers."
Hi,
It messed me up. I'm thinking, man, I'm glad they didn't think I had extra fingers.
Yeah.
What if 8 was the normal?
Some people say that goes back to the Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but my family, I have pictures of family members who have extra fingers and toes, and I just wish I could erase it from my mind.
Who knows?
Well, the other side of the coin is if you didn't have big toes and you didn't have thumbs, you couldn't do anything.
Oh,
You couldn't
yeah.
pick anything up. You couldn't walk.
Yeah. The crazy Irish, remember when she broke her toe? Oh, that was horrible.
I saw it happen.
Mm.
And I heard it. I'm like, oh no.
No, that hurt. Man.
Yeah,
She's tough.
you need your big toe. CJ's. I thought it was Cookie Monster when I looked real quick. The icon. They never used to show up on the StreamYard. Did they just change that?
I wouldn't doubt it. That's what they charge the extra $40 for.
I'm not paying for that. It used to come up on StreamYard. It would just be a bunch of symbols and like shapes. Now I can actually see like the actual picture, the little emoji. Hey,
Yeah,
son.
they're actually getting rid of the collaboration thing. They have a collaboration thing. It's they call it a recommendation thing, where you can go and talk to other people that use StreamYard and ask them if they want to come on your show or something like that, or go on their show.
Oh,
They're getting rid of that now.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really go. I haven't been live in months since before we went to Ohio. So it's been summertime since we've been live. And you were here, and TJ was here. Everyone was here. But I think I'll probably end up going to what you're using eventually if I decide to do this more.
Yeah.
And you can teach me your ways, wise one.
It's basically the same thing. It's instead of it being down there, everything's over on the side.
I've been on your panel a couple of times with it, and it's a lot more going on and a lot more stuff. It'll be fun to like get using it, I guess.
Yeah, I like that other one, but it's too confusing for a lot of people. Eric.
Well, no, it just didn't work.
I'm in there, but I don't see anybody.
So see, now I got my border collie and American flag in chat, and I've got that on my phone, but I can't get it on the StreamYard side. It doesn't. It's gone. So the only choice I have is that. That's it. That's all I got.
Man.
Oh,
It
that's
works.
the pinky. That's cool. Yeah, I think there was pinkies and thumbs, if I remember correctly. It's been quite many years since I've seen the pictures, but I still have them. Anything else you guys want to add? When are you going live next, Bushcraft? Wednesday? Huh?
I was supposed to do it every other Wednesday, but everybody keeps saying I should do it every Wednesday.
That's up to you. That depends on how much time you have and, you know, what's going on with the physical stuff.
Yeah, it's a pain when you get these late scheduled ones, and then by the time you get back, and I didn't have time to get anything set up to go live and whatnot.
Yeah. It's hard. I missed you guys too. Yeah, Josh actually didn't mean to take this much long off. It's just we got sick, and then the following weekend we were just so tired. And then last night, I don't know what it was. We were just, I don't know. Until today, it's just been tiring. Like it's really hard to have the energy back. And today, all day, I've been okay. Today's like really my first. Josh, would you say today's your first day? Or have you already had days?
Maybe a couple days.
Couple days since he hasn't. Well, no, because you took a nap yesterday too. He says a couple days, but
It's been a weird. I don't know what you want to call it. Sickness, whatever.
Yeah, you've been too.
I mean, I'd rather just be really red dog sick and get it over with and then be done. But this just kind of like comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. And
Yeah, why I was sitting there. That's another reason I don't sit in the waiting room, because everybody in there is sick.
yeah,
It's like, why do you go to public places if you know you're sick? So I walk the hall. They know me as the bearded walker.
bearded.
Nice.
That's what they nicknamed me.
Wow.
The bearded walker.
I walk all the halls in the hospital because I don't like sitting in one place, especially in a hospital.
I would go outside. I wouldn't walk around in the hospital because you could be walking into other germs.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I used to walk around the hospital though when I was there. I couldn't sit, but we didn't have like all the crazy stuff that I think there was there, but it's like we weren't scared. You know what I mean? Like I'm not scared now, but I guess it's just like a little bit.
Let's see how many people I've been around that's been sick. All my grandkids are sick. My daughter's sick. Yeah, there's a long list. That's why every day, instead of taking a sip of the garlic honey, I eat the whole garlic clove.
Yeah, we have a lot of garlic too, and we still got. This was weird too, and I think it's something new, and I'm just gonna leave that right there. I told you guys, you guys know who I told. I still think it was something new. It was very weird. Very weird.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna go. Are you gonna do this Wednesday, or is that going to be left up to?
We'll see how it goes by then.
All right. So what everybody wants is for you to do it every Wednesday, but what you can actually do may change that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I've ever had a hot toddy. I hear a lot.
They're good.
I don't think I've ever actually had them. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming out and staying the whole time. Look these things up. I will try to put some articles in the description of this video, but it may not be till like later. So maybe check back later or tomorrow if you need links. But if you guys just type in some keywords, most of it will come up for y'all to research on your own. And everyone have a good night. Oh,
Lake will put the links after she takes her nap.
Oh, I ain't taking a nap. I'm going to bed. Yes, Danny. I don't see why not. All right. And Jim, you too, of course. I only am allowed 6, though, I think, because I do not pay for StreamYard anymore. All right. Well, God bless everyone. Don't live in fear. Just stay informed.
That's it. The world breaks everyone, and afterwards, some are stronger in the broken places. Ernest Hemingway.
Mm-hmm. United we stand, divided we fall.
It's good stuff. Out.
That's all I have to say about that.
Grace, what are you doing?
Get out of there.
Good night, y'all.